Hey yo, it's Noveliss back with more pro wrestling content. This time, I'm about to tackle the ever so difficult list of my top 10 favorite matches of all time. There would be way too many honorable mentions, so we're just gonna get right into it. Let's go. Number 10, Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Shinsuke Nakamura. New Japan Pro Wrestling G1 Climax 25 Finals. There's nothing like an epic G1 Climax final, an electric crowd and an unforgettable atmosphere. A perfect match with perfect stakes featuring two perfect wrestlers. Hiroshi Tanahashi and Shinsuke Nakamura are two of the GOATs in the ring, but they each possess a powerful aura that can be felt in everything they do. Both masters of charisma and in-ring storytelling. One of my favorite rivalries of all time, and this was a fitting conclusion to their storied history. Nakamura is a brutal striker, desperate to get the final one-up on his contemporary, and Tanahashi's the ultimate babyface who will do anything to win the tournament. This is work rate, it's technical, it's character driven and dominated by personality, and it's stiff. Nakamura flat out punches Tanahashi right in the face during a strike exchange. Brilliant counters and a masterful final stretch. Nakamura's flying armbar is gorgeous. Tanahashi bridging a dragon suplex at the point of absolute exhaustion is hilariously insane. My match of the year in 2015. It's a masterpiece and one of my favorite matches of all time. Number 9, Bryan Danielson versus Kenny Omega, AEW Grand Slam 2021. Bryan Danielson shows up in AEW, grabs a mic, and literally just says, "I'm here to talk to Kenny Omega." Exhilarating. This is the definition of aura. A match with a certain magical energy surrounding it that propels it into an all-time encounter. One of my favorite matches of all time, and the fact that it was on free TV is amazing. The atmosphere was insane. A nuclear crowd starving for live pro wrestling after the COVID pandemic. The standing ovation before the bell rang, the smile on Danielson's face, it's all unforgettable. This was Danielson's first AEW match, which is crazy to think about. They had the opportunity for a dream match, and they literally just gave it to us immediately and let them go out and fully deliver. A Broadway finish. It's so good. Some great memories. Danielson pulling out cattle mutilation, the ramp spots, the strike exchanges followed by the regal plex, the top rope dragon suplex. Just completely off the chain. This match is amazing, and it set the tone for Danielson's unreal AEW run. It was more than just a dream match. It was Kenny Omega proving that he could still channel the best bout machine, and Danielson proving that he still has plenty in the tank and the Fed shackles were off. Danielson going at a level fans hadn't seen since his Ring of Honor days in front of the biggest non-WWE wrestling crowd on American soil since 1999. The fastest 30 minutes ever. My favorite AEW match, and in my opinion, that absolutely nobody asked for. This is the greatest TV match in the history of pro wrestling. Add in the fact that Kenny Omega had a plethora of injuries and severe vertigo while putting on this match makes it even more legendary. This is an all-timer. Number 8, Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Kazuchika Okada. New Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestle Kingdom 10, 2016. This is the definition of big fight feel. At the time, their match at Wrestle Kingdom 9 was one of my favorite wrestling matches of all time, and I was hooked on the rivalry ever since I saw that match. This one has an unbelievable atmosphere. This is one of the best Wrestle Kingdom crowds of all time. Okada looks like a star now. His cockiness has been replaced with confidence, and he knows he's the one. Tanahashi looks amazing, and he knows this is his absolute last chance to show that he can still carry the mantle for New Japan. A true torch passing classic that's a pillar in not only one of the greatest title runs of all time, but one of the greatest stretch runs in pro wrestling history. New Japan in this era of the 2010s was unbelievable. This match is a masterclass of New Japan's long-term storytelling. The callback spots and counters on top of counters are rewarding to every fan who's seen their matches prior to this one, but they also serve as an anthology to fans who skipped right to this match. This is the apex of New Japan's biggest and most important rivalry in the company's history, a masterpiece. Number 7, Kazuchika Okada versus Katsuyori Shibata. New Japan Pro Wrestling, Sakura Genesis, 2017. Masterpiece, the beautiful tragedy. A battle of ideologies within New Japan, Shibata representing that old Antonio Inokiism while Okada is representing the way of the current generation. The match that finally made me an Okada fan. This was the match when I realized that Okada was a pro wrestling savant who wrestles his opponent's style of match and then beats them at it. Shibata is the definition of less is more and simplicity. One of my favorite wrestlers of all time. His black trunks and black boots bring that young lion culture and hunger, while Okada's aura is that of a superstar. The robe, the money falling from the sky, and the iconic IWGP title reign to back it all up. Shibata beats the absolute brakes off of Okada, and the champion will not back down, and he will not be beaten. This match is brutal and aesthetically is just on another level. Endurance sold easily by the amount of sweat flying around from both these guys. How hot was it in there? It's a legendary encounter and a legendary year in the pantheon of Golden Age New Japan. Although a bittersweet, tragic ending, this is one of the greatest matches of all time. Okada was excellent here, but Shibata is an absolute machine. Everything he does is the best version of that move that I've ever seen. The best figure four, the best octopus stretch. His strikes are so stiff and hard. He's just a machine. Okada doesn't beat Shibata here. He survives Shibata. Number 6, Kenny Omega versus Kazuchika Okada 2, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Dominion, 2017. A somehow underrated masterpiece that's been underappreciated due to their legendary final chapter and fourth match that finished this story. Experiencing these matches in real time was special. This lightning in a bottle period of New Japan that featured Okada's legendary title run and Omega's rise through the G1 tournaments and forging rivals out of New Japan's top guys was otherworldly. This one, the second chapter in a legendary rivalry, did perhaps the most important job in the series, which was confirm that the first match wasn't an outlier and we were indeed watching all-time greatness in the ring. Athleticism and storytelling in the highest degree, now introducing a new element of familiarity with one another, leading to an abundance of counters, back and forth exchanges, and offense targeting certain body parts to ensure either taking away a signature move or softening up the area for maximum damage. This match reaches a level of drama that I don't think the others do in a closing stretch filled with desperation and exhaustion. The towel spot, Omega charging up with Bullet Club ringside, Okada getting a foot on the rope after the one-winged angel, and Omega collapsing due to exhaustion, thus unintentionally dodging a Rainmaker, and maybe my favorite spot in the history of professional wrestling. These two wrestle at a ridiculous pace for a 60-minute time limit draw in a match where time truly stood still. There are some ridiculous feats of athleticism and endurance in this match, whether it's Omega's insane aside moonsault or Okada's ability to spring off the ground and elevate for a dropkick at any given moment. This was legendary. 2017 is my favorite year in the history of professional wrestling. Let's go. That does it for part 1 of my top 10 favorite matches of all time. We'll cover matches 5 through 1 in the next video. Thanks for checking it out.